What's up guys, my name's Goblins and we're back here with your daily dose of Destiny. And today we're going to be talking about the rest of Bungie's weekly update and mostly just focus on talking about the guns that everyone's using. So Bungie dropped a list of the most used guns used by level 20 plus Guardians in the last 14 days. And it's like a top 10 list. Like you've got your primary weapons, your special weaponry, as well as your heavy weapons. So let's look at that a little bit here. Now, as you guys can see, I'm just commentating over some Crucible content. This is a game where my clan partner and I really started to suck, and then we brought the game back completely with the help of our team. It was actually super awesome. And I like Skyshock a lot. It's part of the DLC. It's a cool map. It's a fucking cool map. So while we're talking weapons, enjoy some badass Crucible gameplay from me and Explosive Ovaries. And yeah, that's my clan member, teammate. His name is Explosive Ovaries. He's also my roommate. So good on ya. Good on ya, bud. He's got one of those PSN names where you see it in the tower and you're like, oh god, someone made that name. Anyways, so in the last 14 days, level 20 plus Guardians mostly use the vision of Confluence. You know, I'm actually not surprised by that considering that it's such a multi-use weapon. Like there's so many endless possibilities to that gun. And I mean, it's awesome. That gun is really awesome for what it is. And it destroys oracles super insanely fast. So like if you're up against, you know, Vault of Glass, well, guess what? Pack your vision of Confluence, motherfucker! In second place, you got the SUROS Regime, where once again, I am not too surprised considering it is a very multi-purpose gun. It rocks in PvP, Crucible, it rocks in PvE, that gun rocks everywhere. And it sounds really cool when you shoot it, let's be real. Coming in number 3 is the Stranger's Rifle. I can see a lot of people using this weapon because it looks cool. Straight up. It's your first, official cool gun that you get close to the end of the game. That's it, you know? That's why I can see people using it more often. I know when I first got that gun, I was like, oh man, ballin', using that. Coming in number 4 is Atheon's Epilogue. Now, of course, that's a good gun. I mean, it does void damage. It's an assault rifle. It's got some pretty solid stats, some pretty solid perks. That's like a given right there. It's like Vision of Confluence where it deals elemental. Vision of Confluence does solar. So let's say you're doing the exotic bounty for, I don't know, Thorn. Atheon's Epilogue is like a godsend for that bounty. You're like, yes. You're like, this is gonna be so much easier because I have this gun. Number 5 for primary weapons is Fatebringer. I mean, hand cannon from the raid. Why not? The thing's got awesome perks as well for a hand cannon. It looks super cool. Matches your Vision of Confluence and Atheon's Epilogue, so roll with it, you know? Once again, bonus damage to oracles and all that good stuff for perks. It's just an ideal hand cannon, once again. Number 6 is the Galahad E, which I really have no comment on because it's a blue and, who really cares? Come on. Same with the Shingen E at number 7. How are these guns that people actually avidly use in the last 14 days? You gotta give these Christmas noob level 20s some guns, so they're not using Galahad E, Shingen E, and Stranger's Rifle. Let's fix that. Let's fix that. And number 8 goes to the Vex Mythoclast. I'm actually surprised that that is number 8, considering it's the Mythoclast. That thing runs show in PvP, PvE. Once again, multi-use tool for all sorts of good stuff. And it's once again, it's the Mythoclast. It's a primary fusion rifle. If you don't know what the Vex Mythoclast is yet, you definitely need to do some research. Go and get it from hard mode Vault of Glass. It's an amazing weapon. That gun is awesome. I want it. I want it so I can use it to destroy in multiple parts of the game. And also it sounds cool because it's an assault rifle, fusion rifle, hybrid for primary. It's like a banshee scream. You know you're gonna die when it's coming. Coming in number 9 is the Thorn. This gun is self-explanatory. It's the Thorn. It does damage over time, and it just kills it. It just slays it. In PvP, it destroys. And according to the lore of Destiny, it only actually makes sense if you're using it in PvP, just because of the past owner of said gun. But regardless, it's an awesome gun. The damage over time with that thing is wicked. Having the extended clip for that gun, because it's a hand cannon, is also wicked. If you don't have the Thorn, that's one everyone definitely needs. If you ever just want to be unstoppable at Crucible, just use the Thorn. Just use it, you know? Coming in number 10 is the Up for Anything. This is a new Vanguard assault rifle. It's similar to the Crucible for the people. Same general idea, same fire rates, same impact, same general stats. It's just it's orange and black. Of course, it has a couple different perks that are different from for the people, but otherwise it's a great assault rifle. It's mostly going to be used for mid to short range combat, but you can definitely snipe with that thing when you're just balancing out your recoil of the gun. It's just a great assault rifle. It really is. Now, moving into the top 10 for special weaponry. Number 1, you've got the Murmur. Oh, typical Fusion Rifle is the #1 most used fusion rifle. I can see why it's most used because you can switch it from solar to arc damage, of course. But once again, it's a fusion rifle. I like personally. Okay, personally, me, I only use fusion rifles for PvE. I feel like way too much of a dick using them in PvP, and I think you are just a straight up asshole if you're using a fusion rifle in Crucible. As I've said in my past videos, though, it's a completely acceptable tactic. I'm just being me and complaining about certain things and stuff that kill me because I usually get killed by fusion rifles. Out of anything else in Destiny, fusion rifles kill me the most. Like, I do know how to counter them, but I'm just too impatient, and like, man, fucking fusion rifles. They're up there on the list of things that I hate. On top of Cursed Thrall. Cursed Thrall are also up there, but we'll talk about that in a different video, of course. All in all, the Murmur is a great weapon. I mean, it's a free legendary from Eric's mom, so like, really, you can't say no to that. #2 goes to the Icebreaker. Now, personally, I think that the Icebreaker should be #1, but unfortunately, it is #2. The Icebreaker is an unreal sniper rifle. I don't have it yet. Once again, my clan members have it, but like, that's definitely on my next purchase if there's going to be selling it at any point in time. It sounds super cool. It's got cool sound effects, that's for sure. It has amazing perks and outstanding solar damage. It's hard to find a solid solar damage sniper rifle, that's for sure, and the Icebreaker definitely does it the right way. Coming in #3 is the Black Hammer, the new Crota's End sniper rifle. Now this thing it's not too bad. It's, once again, a very big multi-purpose sniper rifle. It looks extremely cool, super dark and edgy like my soul, and then of course it's a piece of raid gear, so you're gonna want it. And it's a legendary, so you can mix it up with, you know, any other exotic, but it pretty much acts as an exotic. But it's legendary, that's the bonus part. The Black Hammer has pretty sweet perks in my opinion. Once again, if you're looking for a legendary sniper rifle that's gonna do the job of an exotic, definitely use the Black Hammer for sniping. Coming in #4 is Praedyth's Revenge. Now, once again, this is a Vault of Glass weapon, similar to the Vision of Confluence, Fatebringer, Mythoclast, and Atheon's Epilogue, but you can unlock it in normal difficulty of the raid. Now, personally, when I use this sniper rifle, I think it works a lot more so like a very quick sniper. Like if you're one of those guys that likes to use an ACOG on a sniper rifle in like Call of Duty or something, or if you quickscope or something, Praedyth's Revenge is pretty ideal for it. And of course, it does wicked void damage, and if you're using it in PvE, like once again in the Vault of Glass, then it actually kills oracles a lot faster because of its perks. Otherwise, in PvP and Crucible, you throw the short scope on that thing. Do your best to run show, of course. Coming in #5 is the Patience of Time. Now, this thing is one of the coolest exotics in the entire game. The reason I personally like this gun is because there's that one Call of Duty 4 mission where you're like in a full ghillie suit and you have a badass ghillie sniper rifle and you're just ghillied all up, sniping bitches out of towers and stuff like that. This gun reminds me of that in so many ways. And once again, the sound effect is extremely unique in the sense that it actually sounds like a sniper rifle. Now, of course, all sniper rifles sound like a sniper rifle, but this one sounds like a sniper rifle. Like, if you shot a rifle in this day and age, it would sound close to that, essentially. It's sweet. Once again, I'm a little surprised that Patience in Time wasn't a little higher on the list. Mostly because of the active camouflage perk that it does have. It's pretty sweet in Crucible, man. Like, the active camouflage is extremely helpful if you're sniping on larger maps such as Sky Shock, for example, or on maps with lots of foliage and stuff like that. It really does the trick in hiding you, essentially. Now, of course, you can still be seen. It's just sweet because you crouch with that gun and active camouflage. Boom, boom. Now, once again, you've got your blue special weapons. I'm not really going to go into detail about them because they're blue. They're okay. They're not great. You can get better, such as the first 5, so do that. But I will talk about #7 really quick. It's the LDR 5001. Apparently, it's a great gun. I personally have yet to use it. It looks pretty sweet. I like the design on it. It has pretty good perks. I would highly recommend it if you're looking for an alternative sniper rifle compared to any of the first like 4 that I mentioned there. So, and if I'm not correct, it is a Vanguard sniper rifle, so you can just go and buy it whenever you feel like it, or go check out the perks whenever you feel like it as well. Now, moving into heavy weaponry, it looks a little weird because there's like 3 blue engrams in here that are in the top 3. So I'll just go over those really quick. Number 1, 2, and 4 in this list, the Hannibal E, the Sultan, and the Despot are all, like, okay. Like, once again, they're blue weapons. They're nothing too crazy. They're ideal if you're just looking for something to fill a slot really quick, but that's really it. Of course, they have their perks, but they're not nearly as good as legendary guns. You know, you can use them if you'd like. It's up to you, but whatever. So that being said, coming in #3, Hunger of Crota. This rocket launcher is what I like to call the poor man's Gallahorn. It works almost exactly like the Gallahorn, except has a different design. Of course, works a little bit differently. Slightly different perks. Some pertaining to the raid, some not. If you're looking to use the Gallahorn but have an exotic slot open for a primary or a secondary, definitely use Hunger of Crota, because it's essentially the poor man's Ballerhorn, and once again, it's dark and edgy like my soul. Coming in #5 is the Dragon's Breath, which I'm glad it's on this list. The Dragon's Breath is like the coolest designed exotic heavy in my opinion. It's just fucking badass. Like, look at it. How can you tell me that's not like the coolest shit you've ever seen? And on top of that, when it's actually equipped, if you have the perks upgraded and everything, the fucking thing like smokes on your back. Like, it literally emits smoke as you wear it. It's so cool. On top of that, one of the greatest perks about Dragon's Breath is the fact that it shoots a giant fireball. Like, literally. I believe the perk is called Firefly or something along those lines. And it shoots like a Warlock solar bomb. Like, it's fucking sweet. Coming into number 6 is the Barlahorn. This is usually everyone's ideal rocket launcher. Reason being is when you do have it fully upgraded, it's like one of the best solar weapons in the game, alongside Icebreaker. And whether it's PvE or PvP, this thing absolutely just levels everything. Like, it's unreal. The reason this thing is so badass is because when you shoot a rocket out of it, it splits into like 6 or 7 or whatever different orbs and homes in on your enemy, no matter where they are. Similar to a couple grenades that you do see on different characters, but instead in rocket form. It's so sick. And once again, design on this thing is awesome. Number 7 is the Genghis E, which we are once again not going to talk about because there is better out there. Simple as that. I'm sorry guys, there's just better. Don't get me wrong, some blues are pretty sweet and some new Dark Below blues are awesome, but other than that, there's just better out there all the time. There really is. So we're gonna move into number 8, which is the Hezen Vengeance. This is another weapon from the raid, and once again for PvE and Vault of Glass, it does do additional damage to oracles if you really need something along those lines. Perks are pretty sweet on it, but like I really wouldn't use it compared to like a Dragon's Breath, a Galahorn, or Hunger of Crota, mostly because it is only level 30. Right now there is unfortunately better out there, but if you're looking for an alternative, Hezen Vengeance is definitely awesome. Coming in number 9 is the one-way ticket 000, and I do like this rocket launcher. If you're looking for an alternative to an exotic rocket launcher, I definitely recommend the one-way ticket. I've got a lot of clan members that run that stuff. Coming in at number 10 is the Unfriendly Giant. The design is huge on this gun, and it looks huge. Once again, it's called the Unfriendly Giant, and it definitely does the job. Once again, another great alternative to any exotic rocket launcher or exotic heavy weapon. I'm a little upset that Truth wasn't on that list, but I mean, I can see why it's not. So I personally love the Truth for an exotic rocket launcher. I think that's like my favorite rocket launcher. Now on top of that, Bungie also gathered a couple statistics from Crucible, showing us what people mostly use in the Crucible. I'm going to list off the first top 4. Number 1 is the SUROS Regime, number 2 is the Vex Mythoclast, number 3 is the Thorn, and number 4 is Atheon's Epilogue. There's all very valid reasons why people are using those in Crucible, and they're really self-explanatory, but let me just go into detail a little bit here. SUROS Regime is once again the ultimate multi-tool for battle. It does like literally every single range. Sounds super cool, looks super cool, has outstanding perks on it, great stability, great impact, like it's an overall outstanding assault rifle. Vex Mythoclast, once again, is a primary fusion rifle that many people use for the purpose of it being a primary fusion rifle. It of course has single fire shots unlike a fusion rifle, and is essentially an assault rifle, but this thing hurts in Crucible. Like if you've ever experienced the Mythoclast in Crucible, you definitely know what I'm talking about, whether you have been killed by one or have been dealing damage with one. It's awesome. Number 3 is the Thorn, and this one definitely makes sense. The Thorn has damage over time, man. So when you're shooting a guy, it's already doing heavy hand cannon damage, and then he's like, oh shit, I'm about to die, and ducks around a corner. Well, nope, your poison kills him, boy. So it really does make sense for the Thorn, and I really like the Thorn. I think everyone in the game should own the Thorn. And number 4 goes to Atheon's Epilogue, and I have a reason why to this. To unlock the Thorn, you need to get void damage kills in Crucible, and guess what has void damage? Atheon's Epilogue as a primary. Boom! So a lot of number 4 involves getting number 3. Other than that, Atheon's Epilogue as a whole is a pretty decent assault rifle. Of course, personally, I think there is better, but ideally it is used to unlock the Thorn. That is like the ideal weapon to use to get the Thorn. It really makes sense. It's fine. Oh my god, that was a lot of information to talk about. Now, while we're on the topic of Crucible, just as a quick heads up, guys, they're adding Asylum, the Anomaly, and the Burning Shrine maps to Clash and Control playlist rotation, which is pretty fucking awesome! And on top of that, the Iron Banner will be returning this Tuesday, so keep an eye on that, guys. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on. And I think that's really all the time I've got to talk about stuff for now. We talked about a lot of weapons and things, and my personal opinion on stuff, and how I hate fusion rifles and Cursed fucking Thrall. Because Cursed Thrall are dicks. You know what would be worst? Cursed Thrall with fusion rifles. If Cursed Thrall had fusion rifles, they'd be like the fucking worst enemy ever. I'm just saying. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like and stay subscribed for more daily dosage of Destiny. Once again, guys, my name is Gobrins, and I'll be back with you guys tomorrow for more Destiny content. So take it easy, have a great week, and I'll see you then. Peace out!